So anyone curious, I've got markers across the room. Let's talk about criminal laws. How do we know if it's legal or not? And if it is illegal, Pat, with me. If it is illegal, how do we know what kind of punishment it is? Like how severe is the crime? How do we know? So give me an example of something that you wonder if it's illegal or not, or what's a crime?
Murder.
Murder, all right? Write that on the board. Go just anywhere, write murder. Hey, give me another crime. Come on, y'all, come on. What? Yeah, write larceny on the board. So the legal term is going to be larceny. Write larceny on the board. What else?
Is loitering actually illegal, or they just?
Loitering, let's find out. Write that on the board, loitering. And we'll stop with these three. All right? Murder, larceny, all right. And try to sit where you're, try to sit where you're at. You might want to get your Chromebook. All right, here's what I want everyone to do. You have your Chromebooks. In order for something to be illegal, the legislative branch has to pass a law that says you can't do this, and if you do, this is the punishment for it. If it's not written down in the law books, then you make the law to make it illegal if you want to make it illegal. But if it's already there, this is how it's enforced. So the first one, let's do one very simple, larceny. So everyone do this, and then I'm going to have you, well, just notice what I'm doing here. I'm going to type in North Carolina General Statute. This is where our laws are. Chapter 14A, the North Carolina General Statute. North Carolina General Statute, larceny. Do that every time, North Carolina General Statute, and then whatever crime you hear, like you see it on the news, this person was charged with larceny or shoplifting. You want to know how severe that is, or what does it carry, or what do you have to do to be charged with that? You type that in just like that. And the first site that usually comes up is, you see the General Statute, Chapter 14, and then section 72, I'm going to click on it, and right here tells me this is the law on larceny. So if I simply read this, it says, larceny of goods of the value of more than $1,000 is a Class H felony. So your scenario, Hunter, over here with larceny, how much money was stolen? Have you ever been a victim of a crime like that?
No.
All right, so in your hypothetical scenario, what was stolen?
My car.
Your car. That is definitely over $1,000, right? Or I assume it is.
Yes.
So that's going to be a Class H felony, basically. Now, we're going to actually sentence each other later. So felonies are crimes in which you typically get more than a year, and misdemeanors are crimes in which you typically get less than a year. And we'll get the specifics later. So of all the classes of felonies, Class H. Now the worst felony is an A1. That would be murder. I'll lose A or A1, that's murder. So the worst felony is A, and the least serious felony is an I. So larceny over $1,000 is an H. So it's second to last in severity, which means the punishment will be less. All right, so, and then all the specifics of larceny are right in here, okay? But notice how it tells you immediately, if you do it, it is a Class H felony. So what was the other one? Let's do murder, right? So again, I'm going to do North Carolina General Statute, murder. I'm looking for the General Statute. And let's see. That's a good one. These are basically websites from attorneys. I want to avoid those. I want to find the actual North Carolina. NC here, NC.net, North Carolina Legislature.net. So this is the site I want. I don't want to use anyone's opinion. I don't want Justia.com. Stay away from FindLawyer.com, Justia.com. Go straight to the source, because you don't want other people's opinions on the matter. You want, what does the law say? Which is the purpose of this lesson. So it basically describes in detail murder. And any of these elements, so whether it's by nuclear, biological, any of these things, that's murder in the first and second degree. and it tells you the punishment. So, right here, it says murder in the first degree is a Class A felony. Class A felony, that's the worst felony you can get. It's the only felony in the sentencing grid that the judge can give you the death penalty for. And we will sentence each other later. I'm gonna give you all a misdemeanor sentencing chart and a felony sentencing chart, and you're all gonna come up with a made-up crime. I'll be right with you, Burroughs. You're gonna get a made-up crime, and we're gonna, in the media center, we're gonna set the media center up like court, and you're gonna take, each of you will take turns being the judge, the prosecutor, the defense attorney, and the defendant. And you all are gonna do a guilty plea, and the judge will sentence your client within the law. Now, literally, a judge, when they sentence, they sit up at the bench. 95% of cases are plea bargaining, which means only 5% are trials. You guys, who's had civics? Or who's had any class in school that was about law already, like civics or business law, Miss Comer's class? How many of you did a mock trial where you had to defend? Raise your hand high so I can see. Raise your hand high. You did a mock trial. So it looks like about 3/4 of you that had a law class practice mock trials. Raise your hand if you had a mock plea bargaining. If you practice plea bargaining, well, 95% of criminal court is plea bargaining. It's not trials. So if you're going to be a criminal defense attorney, you need to know about trials. Yes, it's very important. But knowing how to plea bargain is just as important. So when you plea bargain, I'm going to go to Burroughs first. When you plea bargain, the judge literally sits at the bench and has a grid. You guys have all followed a grid? All right, so Class H felony. So I'm going to run my finger down from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And then how many prior convictions do you have? 4. All right, I'm going to move over 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's your sentence, 17 to 36 months in prison. I'm going to sentence within this box. I can't give you more than that, and I can't give you less than that. And it's the same thing for misdemeanors. Class 1 assault on female, Class 1 misdemeanor. It's a Class 1. How many priors do you have? 2. 1, 2. All right, 120 days in jail. Any one of you can sentence someone in North Carolina court. You just simply follow a grid, and you've all followed a grid, right? Like a menu at a restaurant. That's almost what it's just a menu at a restaurant. All right? Misdemeanors are appetizers, and felonies are the main meal, right? Okay, so Burroughs, what was your question?
Is murder the only Class A felony?
I'm not certain, but I believe it is. I'm not certain, but I believe murder is like about the only thing that's Class A. All right? And murder is broken up into 2 categories, first degree and second degree. First degree is the most serious, and second degree is you still murdered, but it wasn't as violent. Yeah.
What's the difference between murder and manslaughter?
Manslaughter, okay, murder is I set out to do it, I prepare to do it, I think about it, I plan it, and then I carry it out. Manslaughter is something like I'm drinking and driving.
You get in a bar fight?
And I didn't go out that night to kill someone, but I'm doing something irresponsible, and I wind up, as a result of my of my actions, I wind up accidentally killing someone, but I should have known better, and that's basically manslaughter.
If you're under like the influence of alcohol or drugs, does that sentence down or anything like that, or no?
That's an aggravating factor a lot of times, right? It depends on the case, depends on what the charge is. It's all about your intent. The law is all about intent. So if you're completely sober and you go out and you wait for 2 hours for someone to get off work, you could have stopped, but you didn't. You made a plan, you carry it out in cold blood. That is first degree every time. But spur of the moment, something happens, you get mad, and if you had time to calm down but didn't, or there was other things going on, like you were impaired, which is what your attorney's going to argue, then they may find that that's second degree, which you were kind of in active rage or something. But when it's cold, premeditated murder, that's first degree. And then everything else, second degree, and aggravated manslaughter and manslaughter, it kind of works its way down.
Okay.
Cameron, what'd you have? All right.
says kidnapping is also a class A.
Kidnapping, thank you for looking at, thank you for following, yes. So in there somewhere it says kidnapping, or you just looked up
I
kidnapping?
just looked up what is considered class A felony, and it said first degree murder, assault of a minor, or kidnapping.
So what he did is he basically took the question that I didn't know the answer to and did exactly what you guys all should do. He looked up what else is a class A felony. Did you specifically say in North Carolina? Okay, ask it again in North Carolina because every state has different laws and different classifications for laws. And it's up to every state legislature, yeah.
Why do they have like multiple, if somebody has to serve like multiple life sentences? Like what's the point of that?
All right, so there's two ways to sentence you, which we will do when we sentence each other. But you have what's called consecutive and concurrent sentences. So someone that murders 5 people will get 5 life sentences, which is 999 years, 99 days. And then when that 999 years, 99 days is, you will start the second sentence. And then the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. So it's called boxcar, or let's put it, that's not realistic though, is it? So, but it happens. So, but let's put something like assault on, or assault. And you committed 4 assaults, you do your plea, you're gonna plead guilty to all 4 of them. And all 4 occurred on different dates. The judge may give you 30 days active on all 4 to run consecutive. So what that means is you're gonna do 30 days, and then when that one's over, 30 days, and then 30 days, and then 30 days, and you're out. Like a train going by, that's why we call that boxcar sentences. It's like the train going down the track, 1 sentence, 2nd sentence, 3rd sentence, 4th sentence in the train. Or if your attorney argues during plea bargaining, your attorney may say, and we're gonna do a lot on plea bargaining, your attorney may say, how about those 4 30 days, let's run them together concurrently. And you'll do 1 30-day sentence. So what used to happen is we had guys in prison doing a life sentence that would assault a correctional officer, and we never used to charge them with assault, because what's the point? Doing a life sentence. But they got to where they made us charge them. So we actually have the police come in and arrest, because correctional officers don't have the power to arrest. You have the police officer come into the prison, arrest the inmate who's already in prison, they get a court date, you take them over to court, they get 30 days for assault on a correctional officer to run with their current sentence, which is nothing, right? Sentencing is very interesting. It's an interesting thing. And then I'm not going to do the last one. I want you all, the last one was loitering. So each of you at your table do North Carolina General Statute, loitering, and see if it's a crime or some type of infraction. Or if you're curious, any other crime. What about, anybody ever wonder what trespassing is?